Good afternoon, it's Dave here again and Tom behind the camera, so you'll see more of me, less of Tom. We're going to show you some of the wonderful things in the new Goldstream RV 2050 Adventure Pack, the new styling that Goldstream have brought out. It's not going to be a full handover video like you can expect when you buy one, more of some of the little snippets about some of the little new toys they've packed into their vans. And where we're going to start is zipping around the outside on the front as if we would if we were at a caravan park. So let's dive in there. So we've got all the usual suspects on the front, DO35 hitch, breakaway cord, the 12 pin. We always go on about it. The little ones do the normal things for every trailer in the country. The big ones, depending on the brand of your van, do different things, generally for the fridge and charging your breakaway unit. Gray Anderson, charge your battery while you're driving. And the camera feed, of course, to hook into your safety Dave monitor in the back of the car, front of the car rather. Gas bottles, of course, leave it pointing to the one that you're going to use, so you're not doing this all the time. So we'd be using a bit of this one, for example. A-frame water taps, make sure they're off. Really handy tip if you've got an A-frame tap but no outdoor shower, carry about 6 feet of garden hose with a watering outlet on it. You can rinse off coming off the beach here at the front of your van before you dive in for a shower. Toolbox, there's a range of different ones of them, so we're not going to go too far on that. But now we'll slide around the side and show you all the utility stuff on the van. 15 amp power cord in, so it's always going to be a 15. And the circuit breakers on the Goldie on the outside. So you need to know where these things are. The VIN plate's hidden up in here on a Goldie. You need to know where that is on your van as well, in case you get stopped and the coppers want to have a look at things. As we progress a little bit further down the van, being the Adventure Pack, you'll find an outdoor shower outlet. So there's a little handle that can push on there and you can still adjust your hot and cold. So if you're not going to use the one on the front, you've got one here, which is much easier to use. But again, it's one of those things, you need to know where it is, and if you don't have one, you need to ask for it when you're getting your van built. Fridge vents, not much has changed. Keep them clean, keep the cobwebs out. This is a 3-way fridge, so it's got a gas outlet on it. We come down to the water, which I think is still in frame. Filling up the water tanks, you've got to take them out. And the little connection underneath is for your mains pressure if you're going to run at a caravan park or at home. And make sure you got one of these little things, little right angle bend, because when you screw it in on a right angle bend, when you connect the hose onto it, it's not pulling a massive amount of weight. If you've got a straight line one, the hose is out here. And as soon as you put the pressure on, you're going to make a little loose spot. So try and keep a right angle bend one. It's not a bad idea to carry a few random fittings with you because you generally lose them or leave them at a caravan park. The grey water tank on this is down underneath there, a bit hard to show you on the vision, but again, know where it is. You'll have it off most of the time unless you're at a caravan park. Further down is the on-demand hot water unit. We've talked about them before. Again, it's something to think about if you're building a caravan with us. Do you want on-demand or do you want a tank system? Goldies are generally on-demand because I think you're out and about a bit more often, you need to rinse off a bit longer. Now we'll go around the front. Some of the nifty stuff we've got on the fun side of the caravan, if you like. We've got the Fusion outdoor stereo box. You can power it on and off from here, so you don't have to do it from inside and mess with the volumes anymore. You can control the volume, tune the radio, pick your Bluetooth, or if you've got your sound on something else, you can plug it into there. The beauty of this is you can be sitting out here and turn it on and off. You don't need remotes and all that sort of guff. You've still got a TV port outside with power and USB charging. You've still got 240 volt outside like you'd expect on a van. And if Tom pans up, we've got the Winegard Air 360 TV antenna. So it's a very streamlined, omnidirectional antenna. Plug the TV in, tune it, away you go, you're getting all the channels. Very technical piece of kit. While Tom's looking up there, you'll see that the J moulding has disappeared on it, and they've gone for this solid edge capping. Much tougher look, I think. And it's a new styling that's come about, a lot to do with the flat padding, but it also goes away with the J moulding, so you don't have that rubber you got to worry about when you're washing your van, cleaning your van, another service point. It's a much more solid, beefy looking unit. We've got your drop down picnic table, of course, because you need to be able to put your TV or your drinks somewhere. And we're about to get inside and have some fun. Last bit of notice though, we do have the orange bug lights outside. They can be turned on to white, of course, because sometimes you need a bit more light out here. But some of the really cool stuff's on the inside of this caravan, so we'll dive in and have a look. So under the bed, normal fashion, we like to start under there because then we can get past it. We've got your battery management system, which is the projector version on the new Goldies. It's also got the DC-DC as a separate unit. but the battery management portion of it controls your solar coming in, your 240 coming in. So it all comes in through there and then decides where it's going to get its best available power. Where we're set up today, we don't have access to 240, so we're running purely on solar, feeding the lithium battery through the management system to then run all the lights and all the tricky stuff in here. Just be aware when you're storing things in here, you don't bash into cabling, and all of their stuff's hidden away so you can't damage anything anyway. What all of that talks to is this lovely unit snugged in around here by the bedroom. So the control panel's tucked in. It's a nice flat panel, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. Once you wake up the screen, you can tell what your battery level's at. So we're at 61% and it's 200 amp hour lithium. I can turn the power on and off, which is a handy thing. I can also turn off or turn on some more of the roof lights, and I can turn your water pump on and off from here. It'll also tell me how much water's in your water tank systems and where you're at with bits and pieces. There's also the alerts, so if something's gone wrong, you can catch up and see what's going on. But the really cool part about a lot of these things is you can now get an app on your phone that shows you exactly the same thing. So regardless of where that is, you can sit on the couch and turn your lights on and off, turn the water pump on and off, or turn the power off completely at the touch of a finger. The good part I like about that is if you've got your outside lights set to come on, you can turn this on from your car. The outside lights will come on because you're pulling up late at night, and then you can come in and find your way into your van and get to the fridge and get a drink out. So it's a handy thing. Get used to the app. We generally at Handover will hook it up for you. And now we'll talk about some of the other good stuff in this nice little Goldie. Now we're just going to work our way from the front to the back end basically, because there's a lot of nifty little things that we'd like you to think about before you order your van, because it's a bit hard to do it afterwards. The lights have USBs in them to charge your phone at night. So you can plug in, drop it in the nook, and you know when you wake up your phone's fully charged. There's also a lovely little switch above the bed head that turns off the light in the bathroom, or turns it on. So before you get out of bed, you can flick the light on, you don't trip over the dog, your shoes you've thrown on the ground, your beanie, your jacket, whatever might be there. Come back to bed, oh shit, I've left the light on. You can turn it off before you go to sleep. So have a think about a lot of these little things. These ones have got the hidden handles. You've still got plenty of hanging space in there. Goldstream have still got tucked in one of the cupboards your tank splitters, so you can access them from out being underneath your van. Good to know where they are in your van. As we slide forward, we've got the spin around table. So there's always a lever so you can turn it around, set it up on whatever angle and position you like, and you can drop them down. More people are dropping them down now as a footrest rather than another bed, because this one's got the bunks in it, so God, if you had another people in here, nobody would know who's snoring at night. There's also lots of LED strip lights in these for a lot more mood lighting, a solid divider door to the kids end, which could come in very handy, but we'll try and spin around now in the magic of TV or YouTube. It'll be seamless. So nice solid door for a bit of division between you guys having some fun up there and the kids snoring away back here. And you just lock the pin in, put the hockey strap on. We've had a bit of a chat in the yard. It's not a bad spot, we think, to maybe put your broom or your whacking stick up in there. So the bunks have a really nifty feature where the safety board can be snugged away if the kids are getting a bit older. If the kids are getting a bit younger, you can bring it right the way forward, or if the kids are old enough, get rid of it completely. Of course, keep an eye on your kids, because kids being kids, they will find a way to fall out of a top bunk no matter what you do. I also think these are a really cool idea. Gives the kids their own space, can also minimise how much junk they bring with them at packing time. They've got their own lights and power and USB up that end. They've got their own fans, they've got their own windows. And now if we spin around nicely, we'll see the big open plan bathroom. All right, oh, people looking at me from the bunk. So the nice big bathroom, plenty of room in the shower. The toilet, of course, you can spin around, so if you've got long legs, you don't have to have your knees poking out. The other thing we like in a Goldie bathroom, bit of space hiding behind the mirror. So you can keep all of your toothbrushes and bits and pieces away and not in the way. Exhaust fan above the shower, turn the lights off if you don't need it when you're brushing your teeth. But it's a spacious bathroom without seeming to take up too much space, which is a bit tartasy, but it's a good thing. Plenty of storage at the back cupboards as well, and lights all over the place. Now, as glam as this van feels on the inside, let's pop out and have a look at the undercarriage, because the suspension on this thing is killer. So the things you're not going to look at all the time because you're so enamored with the glam inside. We've got over 400 watts of solar on the roof, 90 litre tanks times 2, plus your 90 litre grey water tank. The Cruisemaster XT 3.7 tonne suspension. So all of that's a lot of numbers and it means a lot of nothing to a lot of people. But what it's basically saying with the suspension is you're rated to 3,700 kilos on the independent suspension. The hitch is limiting you to 3.5 tonne. So the suspension is far over engineered from what the tow hitch is going to legally allow you to tow. But it also means you can go just about everywhere you want to go. The important caveat on any of it is check what your warranty paperwork says and check what your insurer says you are allowed to travel with your van. Because your insurance could be different from your warranty, and we don't want you getting into any mischief out there and then falling foul of your insurer going, you're not allowed to go on that road. These are classed as a semi-off-road, which in layman's lingo is any road that has a name, you are fine. Of course, you've got to drive to the conditions and tow to the conditions. If it's muddy and bumpy and sloshy and corrugated, let your tyre pressure down a bit just to give you a bigger footprint. Driving to the conditions will solve most of your issues, but knowing what your limits are is the other thing. And it might not be van limits, it might not be car limits, it might not be hitch limits, it might be your own limits. You might not be as good as you think you are anymore. And let's be honest, if you're going away with a bunk van, you've got a missus and kids to worry about. You can't go belting down the tracks like you might have when you were 18 years old with your swag on the back. You want to look after your bits and pieces a bit nicer. And the missus and kids, they generally need a bit of looking after. But know what your suspension is, know what you're capable of, know what you're covered for on your warranty, your insurance. Always go through those bits of paperwork when you get your handover done. Because if you're not sure, we'll explain it to you so you are comfortable and we are comfortable, you're not going to get into any mischief. All right, so that was a quick little walkthrough of the 2050 Goldstream RV Adventure Pack here at Adelaide RV. If you want to go a bit more hardcore, you can go for the Rhino version of the same sort of beast, and that's got a few more tricky things on it. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is they're all coming out in this new styling. So if you're keen in the market, we've actually got a couple in the old styling still that are ready to roll out of the gate because we've got to get rid of them, so they're at an awesome price, so we can stock more of these for you. So either come down and see me in the yard, you might run into Tommy, more likely you'll see Steve or Mick or Jono. Come down and have a chat and we can work you through what options are going to suit you in the Goldstream world and get you out there having an adventure like the rest of us do. Let's go camping.